All right, so welcome back to math. Yesterday we worked with a new fraction tool, the clock fraction. We're gonna do a little review today and then a problem string, and then I'm gonna teach you a new game to play with your clock fraction tool. So let's do a little bit of reviewing. So we worked with the 1/2, so half an hour. And yes, you should be recording this. This should be in your journal as well. Is 30 minutes, which is the same as the following fractions. You have 30 60ths, 30 minutes out of 60 minutes in an hour. You have 6 12ths, that is the 5-minute sections. We found 3 6ths and 2 4ths. All of those are equivalent. Equivalent, which is same. Equivalent fractions, equivalent amounts. We looked at the 1/4, the quarter, 1/4 of an hour, which is the same as 15 minutes. So 15 60ths or 3 12ths. You ever heard your parents talk about it's quarter past or quarter till when they're talking about time? Now you know they're talking about 15 minutes after. So if they're saying it's a 9:15, it's 15 minutes after 9. Or if you ever heard them say it's a quarter till 9, it means it's 15 minutes to 9, so 8:45. Now you know fancy time language. Ooh, you can go impress everybody with your magical words. All right, and then the other one we looked at was 1/3 of an hour. That is 20 minutes. So 20 60ths, same as 4 12ths and 2 6ths. So you are going to need your math book because there are clocks already in it for our problem string today. So turn to page 36. You might also want a color pencil if that would be easier for you, but it's completely up to you. So your first problem, again, you're on page 36, is 1/2 plus 1/3. So what you're gonna do, put 1/2 on this clock, put 1/3 on this clock, and then add them together to see what the answer is. Pause and try. Okay, hopefully you actually tried and didn't just zoom through it, because it's not going to do you any good just to watch me do it. You gotta try. So, woo! Okay, so let's see how you did. So 1/2. Remember, we worked through this yesterday, so if you didn't remember, pull that chart up that we did. 1/2, 1/3, okay, so when you're putting them together at the end, we have to come up with one name for something. So 1 2 3 4. There's the 1/3. I'll get a second color so you guys can see. Here, we'll get a nice dark one. And then there's the 1/2. So I have to be able to call this one thing to give it an answer. I can't call it halves because there's an empty section. I can't call it thirds because there's an empty section. So the only thing I can call this is how many twelfths are in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 twelfths. Alright, so try this one. 1/3 plus 1/4. Pause and try it. Alright, I'm gonna try a different color, see if that makes it a little bit more clear. So 1/3 plus 1/4 Alright, so my 1/4 So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 twelfths. Maybe you even didn't have them get colored in the same spot. You can put them anywhere as long as it's the same number of pieces. Over to there. Okay. Problem number 3. 1/6 plus 3/4. Pause and try it. Alright. 1/6. So remember, we did the 6th by drawing out the thirds and then cutting them in half. So one of those in fourths. Half, half, 1, 2, 3. Since you're in pencil, there's a reason why I extend my lines outside the clock. It's so that I don't lose them. The same thing happens with pencil when you're drawing your lines. If you keep them inside and then you color, those lines can get easily lost, which is why I extend my lines outside the clock. So then I won't lose them. Okay, so put my fourths over here. Okay, and then 1, 2 is my third. So let's see. There's only one blank, so 11 twelfths. And all right, how about 1/4 plus 2/3. Pause and solve. All right. There's my fourth. There's 1/4 and my thirds. 1, 2. So pull my thirds over. 1, 2, and my fourth. I can make sure I was even right. I can draw over top, and then I can see my 1/4 there. So I see one blank section, so this is also 11 twelfths. All right, 2 more. Oh man, this one's got 2 clocks. Let's see what happens. So 5/6 plus 1/3. Pause and solve it. All right, 5/6. So make my thirds, and I can cut them in half. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1/3. Okay, I'm going to do my sixths first. One, two, three, four, five. Okay, so I have two blank ones here. So I'm just gonna go like this to show that I already colored them for myself. So then I need to color two more. All right, so this one actually has a couple of different answers. So this could be 1, and I see that there's 2, and look, 1, 2, 1 and 1/6. This could be 12, 13, 14 twelfths. This could be 1 and 2 twelfths. I ran out of room, so I had to move it. Any one of those answers would work for this problem. All right, last one. 3/4 plus 2/3. Pause and solve. All right, so fourths. 1, 2, 3. And thirds. 1, 2. All right, so 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'll color those in really dark over here so that I know that I have them already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so 1 and 5 twelfths, or 12, 13, 14, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I wonder if we have a fraction for this yet. Let's see, 2 and 2. Nope, that's not gonna work. So I think those are our only two answers. All right, let's go learn how to play clock fractions. Okay, so let's learn our new game. So this game is called Clock Fractions, and the link to this game is in our assignment as well as in the Unit 2 Workplaces Games folder. Just like the other games, this starts with the directions. Then if you click the next page, you have the spinners and a worksheet for player 1. The second one is for player 2. So with this game, it might be helpful to have the clock fraction page that we did yesterday so that you can remember what these fractions are. So the way the game works is player 1 is going to spin both spinners. And you're going to need your pencil for this. So the first one, oh, that was a line, so that's not helpful. Let's spin that one again. Okay. So for the first one, I have 11 twelfths. Might be easy to use the typing tool as well. Plus 1/6 equals, so 11 twelfths. I know there are 12 of them in this clock from the work that we did yesterday. I don't want to spend all my math time coloring in this circle. Okay, so that I know exactly where my 12ths in, I'm going to pull some lines out really big so that I can see for sure that this one is still blank. So then I need to add the 1/6. I know that 1/6 is way bigger than 1/12, so I'm going to split this clock down here. So there's thirds. And there's sixths. So remember, 1/6 is the same as 2/12. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna color this one in. And I'm gonna go ahead and erase this since I don't need that anymore. But it's hard to show you my journal from the other day and let you see the game board at the same time. Okay, so now that I have one clock completely filled in, right here it says equation for the clock. I need to add that in. So this model's 11/12 plus 1/12. The goal of the game is to get all 3 clocks fully filled in before your partner does. Also, when you get to the last clock, I'll remind you when we get there, but you have to be able to completely fill in the clock. So if you only need a 12th to finish the clock, then you have to spin a 12th in order to finish the clock. So, which you can't do. If you look at these, you get a 12th, but it has to add to something else. So, all right, player 2, spin. And spin, that one's aligned, then that one again. All right, so we have 2/3 plus 3/12. You're gonna notice I'm using the same color for the player 2 as well, and that's because you're gonna change your colors with every turn. So you can have the same color on both, it's fine. Okay, so 3/12. 1, 2, 3. Plus 2/3. Remember your thirds look like that. So here's 1/3, 2/3. So this one is still empty. Equals 11/12. I don't think we put equals on the other one. Let's go fix that. I did not. Look at there. Equals 1 and 1/12. Whole clock plus 1 sliver. All right. Turn number 2, change the colors, gonna go for green. Spin and spin. 5/12 and 5/6. So 5/12 plus 5/6. Now, if there was a lot of room left on this other clock, I would add that equation up here, but this one is full and 5/6 is almost a whole as well. So there's really no point in adding it up here. This one's already full. So 5/6, we did 6th earlier. We know that 2 of them is a whole and there's already 1 filled in. So here's 5/6. And I can pull it all the way out. 1/6, 2/6, 3, 4, and 5. Plus 5/12. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Equals. So if I take that and cover that one up, it gives me 1 and, well, that's a big one. 3/12. So the equation for this one is 5/6 plus 2/12, because there was 1 from the 5/12 and 1 left over from the 1/6 from the problem above, is 1. doesn't equal this one. Equals 1. All right. Player number 1 is definitely winning. Change back to green. Pretty obvious where this leaves off, but I'm going to go ahead and just draw some lines anyways. All right, player 2. Spin and spin. 1/3 and 1/4. See, that one's pretty skinny, so I'm going to fit most of it on this one. So 1/3 plus 1/4. So 4th, is these ones. Erase those extra lines. Whoops. Okay, and then 1/3 goes like this. But I need to fill one in from there. So there's 4 in the wedge. So I'm going to put one of them up here and then fill in 3 for the rest of it. All right, so this one is 11 twelfths. Yes. 1/12 equals 1. All right. First player, spin, spin. Don't forget to change your color. Let's go purple. 11/12 plus 1/6. I think this one just took over the whole board. Look, that's way too much. So if you look back over here, right here, it says if a player spins a fraction that is too big for the 3rd clock, she or he loses that turn. The player must fill the last clock with the exact fraction needed. So one of the variations you could make would be to get rid of that part of the rule. But because player 2 is so far behind, I'm going to go ahead and let them have a chance. But I'm going to record that because it's too big. 11 twelfths plus 1/6 is 1 and 1/12. I've done that earlier. And then I'm just gonna strike a line through it. Too big, can't do it. All right, player 2, let's see if they can catch up. Spin, spin, and player 2 can't catch a break. 1/4 and 2/3. 1/4 plus 2/3. All right, so there's my 4th. All right, well, here's a 3rd, there's a 3rd, and there's a 3rd. So I have 3 left. So I can color 1 in. So there's 1/3, and here's 2/3. I'm going to extend this line out so that I can see when I come back. All right, so this clock is now full. This clock shows 1/2 plus 1/2. Because you're going to write the equation based off of what the colors look like. 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1 whole. All right, back to player 1. See if they can win. Change the color to blue. 1 and 2, 4/12 in a row. 11/12. Man, you were on the right track here. 11/12 plus 4/12 is 3/12. Too big. Meow. All right, player 2. So 1/2 plus 4/12. That might be a little bit big. Let's see. Yep, there's a half. There's only 1/12 left. That's only a little bit too big. So that's 10/12. Yeah. So I would keep going back and forth until I can fill the whole clock and then write the last equation. But I don't want to waste your math time watching me spin back and forth. I want you to go play now. So go ahead and back of the lesson, open up the fraction clock game, play. At least one time. I would aim for probably 2, kind of depends on how long your games take to play. And then jump over and work on your workbook page. Good work today, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye, guys.